Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Old friendships don't die out so fast. And I knew that in the world, in the free world that we supposedly live in, freedom of speech and your right to be free and befriend whomever you want should not be, infringed. And there should not be consequences as long as you did not commit a crime. So anyway, I'm saying this just from a hypocritical point of view that is used nowadays to stonewall certain kind of people who have actually, whomever is friends with this bad guy called Vladimir Putin. We have Silvio Berlusconi and we have Gerhard Schröder. Schröder, the former Chancellor of Germany, Berlusconi, former Prime Minister of Italy. So what happened? Well, it seems like, straightforward statements come from Silvio Berlusconi regarding Ukraine and Zelensky. And these statements are not, how should I say it, full of adulation towards the semi-god that we're all supposed to learn in school now and admire forever, which is Zelensky. A slightly different interpretation of this individual or whatever happens in Ukraine is almost considered a blasphemy. You know what the penalty used to be for blasphemy. Well, I hope they don't get to that point when they start instituting this kind of actions to people who have, different opinions, or maybe they have questions, or maybe they're skeptical, or maybe they don't bite the whole shit as a whole, and, they need time. So let's see what happened here. What happened is that Berlusconi, I have 4 articles. Actually, they're related, all of them, but I picked different sources, so I build credibility, if you know what I mean. Because if I use Sputnik and Russia Today, they would say, hey, it's just the Russians. But if I use, let's say, France Press, or if I use Agency France Press, right? If I use Reuters, Ukrainska Pravda, you kind of, you hope that people would say, well, you see, he's kind of, it's not really, but nowadays, they would just ignore that and would just pick whatever they like, and they will accuse you of whatever. And I don't give up, okay? Just so you know. But I still give up because I picked the articles. So I'm trying at least with people who have reason. People with no reason, you can't do much with them. You can do a lot without them, but not with them. So this article that I'm going to use first is from Sputnik, and it's from today, the 13th of February 2023. Russia's special operation. Okay. And here is what Berlusconi, this guy, said in his assessment. And I'm quoting, all he, Zelensky, had to do was stop attacking Donbas. End quote. Italy's Berlusconi blames Zelensky for Ukraine crisis. So he's referring to attacking Donbas in 2021, and therefore considered by some an escalation, and obviously a violation of the Minsk agreements. Now, do you think that the Russians and the breakaway republics were angels? No, they were not angels either. So I'm pretty sure it was on both sides, more or less, but still. We're supposed to look at this guy as being an angel, and he's not an angel whatsoever. The former Italian Prime Minister broke off his personal friendship with Russian President Vladimir Putin last spring after the escalation of the Donbas crisis into a full-blown Russia-NATO proxy conflict in Ukraine, expressing regret that his efforts to incorporate Russia into Western institutions failed. So this is what Berlusconi said. I'm just going to quote him. If I were Prime Minister, I would have never met Zelensky because we are witnessing the devastation of his country and the massacre of his soldiers and civilians, end quote, Berlusconi told reporters Sunday evening after taking part in regional elections in Lombardy, northern Italy. And I'm again quoting him. I judge this gentleman's behavior very, very negatively, end quote. The 84-year-old former minister said, referring to Zelensky's role in fomenting the crisis in Donbas. And I'm quoting, all he had to do was stop attacking the two autonomous republics of the Donbas, and this would not have happened, Berlusconi said. Now, in the United States, if you dare to say that or anything like that, they call it blaming the victim. And you're supposed to shut up, mea culpa, I'm sorry, and never speak in public again. Now, he also spoke, Berlusconi urged the US to commit to a multi-trillion-dollar Marshall Plan-style peace deal to rebuild Ukraine, with the funds to be made available on the condition that Kiev agrees to an immediate ceasefire tomorrow, on pain of a complete halt to Western financial and weapons assistance. And I'm quoting, only this could convince this gentleman, Zelensky, to reach a ceasefire, the former prime minister believes. Now, what happened further? Meloni's office similarly rushed to clarify that Rome's, quoting, support for Ukraine remains solid and unwavering. This includes Italy's weapons supply to Kiev. So they say, no, we're not, we disagree with Berlusconi's remarks. Now, Berlusconi's remarks also sparked predictable outrage from Kiev, with foreign minister spokesperson accusing the Italian statement of trying to kiss Putin's hands, end quote, just as he kissed Libya's dictator Muammar Gaddafi's, and charging Berlusconi with spreading Russian propaganda. And when you look at this one, that's why they put right here. So you say, oh yeah, well, okay, so he kissed Gaddafi's hands. Oh, we have here Mandela, so must be right. You can't, we put this together, so that means this is good, this is bad, then how do you have this one? And then you have Berlusconi here. So if this guy met him, then was Berlusconi wrong to meet him? If Berlusconi was wrong to meet him, then this guy was wrong as well. Because when they meet here, I don't remember this guy being good, if you know what I mean. And remember, even Tony Blair met this guy, if I remember correctly, it was Tony Blair in that little tent, and not only, 3, 4, 5 months before they... Anyway, Zelensky aide Podolyak attacked Berlusconi as VIP agitator who acts within the framework of Russian propaganda and trades Italy's reputation for its friendship to Putin. You see, these are personal attacks. That means he's a bad guy, the same. They made here, personal attack. He kisses these guys and another dictator. He's a bad dude, don't listen to him. They don't try to argue. They didn't say anything about, no, actually it's not right. No, let me tell you why. No, he's a bad dude, don't listen to him. Get him out from the civilized society. Berlusconi served as Italy's prime minister between 1994 and 1995, 2001, 2006, and 2008, 2011. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if, what's his name, Berlusconi is a sleazy guy. I don't know if he likes a lot of ladies of the night doing his manicure or something. I don't know if this guy is a corrupt politician. I don't know. I don't really, you know what I mean? That's the politics of Italy. But I think anyone can express himself or herself, and we can all make fools of ourselves without, being, you know what, you're not going to talk again because you are friends with Gigi, and we consider Gigi as a bad dude. But by the way, the good guy considered Gigi as a good dude because he took pictures with Gigi. Doesn't make sense, but logic and evidence sometimes runs against these people. So, with this being said, I'm going to go then to the next one here. This is Le Monde. See, Monday, February 13, 2023. Berlusconi blames war on Ukraine's Zelensky. Prime Minister Meloni repudiates comment. So she doesn't agree with him. Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's office said Italy's support for Ukraine was unwavering after her ally Silvio Berlusconi's blamed the war on Volodymyr Zelensky. So from here you say this. He's your ally. He's a bad dude. You gotta say something, otherwise you're gonna be a bad person too, Meloni. So she did what she was supposed to do, and she came here and she said, unwavering support. Well, that's good. That's good. But she didn't say anything about the other, if you know what I mean. Let's see, maybe she did, right? We go the same thing what you said here with longer words only. And Berlusconi said Judge Zelensky's behavior very, very negatively. Okay, we covered it in the other one. Meloni met this guy, what's his name, Zelensky, in Brussels, and there's some loving pictures over there, and everybody think, oh my God. So let's see what happened here. This is what Le Monde considers what Meloni's office said. Remember what it says right here? Repudiates. You know what that word is, right? Okay, let's see if that is what the office says. The comment drew a quick rebuttal from Meloni's office, which said that, and I'm quoting, the government's support for Ukraine is solid and unwavering. Okay, how about what he said that if he wouldn't have if he stopped attacking Donbas, no war? Is that a repudiation of that? I don't see it in any. I don't see it here. You can say, well, by helping these guys, well, that guy didn't say that should not help yet. He said, well, I think it could be helped with money, which I don't think he's, Meloni has previously warned Berlusconi of his friendship with Putin. Like mommy tells the baby, hey, you can't have friends you want. Anyway, I'm not trying to defend these guys, but anyway, he's 86-year-old, he's got money, he's got positions, he's got power. What do you want? I'm not going to tell him what to say. This is another article I'm going to discuss after this little thing here. So the last, where is it? All right, the last sentence that I want to comment on this article is right here. He thinks a Marshall Plan could be done. I said only, Berlusconi says, only something like that will convince this gentleman to agree to a ceasefire. He thinks that President Biden could help bring an end to the fighting by offering Zelensky trillions in dollars in rebuilding funds, similar to the Marshall Plan. I don't think so, Berlusconi. I think you're out of the loop here. I think just a word could take care of, what's his name, Zelensky. Get him out of the whole thing. Now Berlusconi blames Ukraine war on Zelensky. This is from The Hill, okay? So I'm using all kind, and this is Associated Press, right? Right. So I'm trying to use as many possible. So say Emily is not really on these people's pocket. All right. So here the same thing is here. Sees attacking the two autonomous republics of they just make have a different interpretation, and the same, only something like this, they just copy and paste. And again, I come to Russia today, so I'm going to take a full circle. February 13, Berlusconi floats cash for ceasefire deal in Ukraine. And he says the same thing probably at the end with give him money, and that's it. Because starting from tomorrow, we will no longer give you dollars, and we will no longer give you weapons. Only such a thing could convince this gentleman to reach a ceasefire, end quote, he said. So this one, I didn't find it in the other three articles. So it says, in order to bring the conflict to an end, he continued, Biden should offer Zelensky a new Marshall Plan to the tune of several $1 billion to rebuild the country, but only on conditions that Zelensky, and I'm quoting, orders a ceasefire tomorrow. And then, because starting from tomorrow, we will no longer give you dollars and we will no longer give you weapons. Only such a thing could convince this gentleman to reach a ceasefire. And again, here is what he said about that. It would have been enough for him to stop attacking the two autonomous republics of Donbas, and this would not have happened. This is this guy's opinion, assessment, however you want to take it. That's it. He thinks if you would not give this guy anything and tell him, hey, we're going to give a multi-trillion deal like Marshall Plan, just be good. No, I don't think, Berlusconi, I think here you're very wrong. Money doesn't solve everything, all right? Money helps sometimes, but also destroy. So I think you miss or you don't want to say it, you miss the connection here. Zelensky alone, he's not doing anything. He's going to sign any papers the Russians put in front of him tomorrow. Zelensky alone. He is doing what he's doing because of the West. And the West, I'm talking about the United States. If you take United States out of this equation, the same thing. Great Britain has no power. Remember, I covered it yesterday. They said they have only 5 days of war. If a war breaks out, that's all they have. Would be capable of conducting. Great Britain. I made a video on an article like this. They are depleted. They are weak. Do you think they're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna fight? No. And this guy loses. If he loses the United States, loses everything. So United States, aside from the fact that I think he is on a certain kind of payroll, I mean, if Biden tells him time out, time to stop, he's gonna stop in his track like this. After all, what is he gonna do? If these guys stop helping him, he's gonna be dying rich, right? Dying rich. He's not gonna. The Russians are gonna just mow over. The only thing that he makes him stay alive is that these guys want to stay. So Berlusconi here is not, and it's not about the money. Just tell him, stop. You're gonna stay alive with whatever money you have right now from us. You're fine. You're gonna still be the president. We're gonna adulate you forever, ever, and forever, and never, blah blah blah. You know, and that's it. And when your time is to go, you're gonna go. You can come to the United States, live here, or go to Israel, or do whatever you want. Or to London. These are the preferred locations. London, Israel, and Israel, not really. Israel when they run because someone is chasing. But London and the United States. Or Switzerland sometime. Not even. But Berlusconi said that. That's his opinion. Now he's going to be a wall stone. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth and be just.